Hello everybody, welcome back to my hard mode SnowRunner playthrough. Episode 21 I believe. So off camera since the last episode, as I said I would, I drove the other vehicles back to the garage so that we could do some upgrades, etc. I did a body repair on the Chevy because I felt it deserved it. We've got the twin steer back here, but I have done nothing with it at the moment. I don't want to spend money on it until I have either a reason to use it or I might even just put it into retained storage until we get the all-wheel drive upgrade for it. So at the minute I'm not putting any money into that one. What I have done is taken the bed and crane off the white Western Star and put them on the Fleet Star. And what I'm about to do is put off-road 45-inch UODs on there. UOD 2s being my preferred tread pattern. So we'll stick those on and sell the all-terrains that we've been using for the last little while. Get a little bit of money back on the ones that we put on. No other upgrades available for this. We've already got the biggest engine we can manage. We've already got raised suspension. Oh, I suppose no. Okay, I'm also gonna splurge and buy an off-road gearbox for this vehicle. Sell the balance gearbox because we don't need that. While I was off cam as well, I recovered the TranStar 4070 and just recovered it and sold it. As I said, I thought I would. It doesn't have option for all-wheel drive or diff lock, so therefore I don't think it's useful, particularly in this game. May regret that later, but I don't think so. I doubt it. So, why this vehicle? And we can talk about that while I'm driving. So I need to put some fuel in it, which I will do. Why this vehicle? Why aren't I using the white Western Star? Simple reason is that the white Western Star in this configuration with a sideboard bed and loading crane cannot tow a sideboard trailer. And for the things we're going to do in this episode, which is go back to Black River and start doing some contracts, I would quite like 4 slots of cargo available to me. And I do want the crane, not just because in hard mode you have to pay to auto load cargo and it's save a bit of money by using the crane, but also because there is one mission in the area that we go into where I think we may as well just pick up, not necessarily this episode, but there's some missing machinery where you have to use a crane to pick up some machinery, and I'd like to get that done. So as usual, it's coming into dark. What time of the day is it in game? Evening. So it's coming into dark as I get here, but we're going to press on. I may need other vehicles, or I will need other vehicles at some point during this process. There are some pickup truck side tasks, including contests, that I do want to do, but that's not the focus for this episode. What we're going to do is contracts, pipe dream, start tracking. So we need 1 load of metal beams and 2 loads of bricks. And we could do 2 trips, but if we grab the metal beams on our way through the town, head to the garage. The lights are off again because I came through the tunnel. Yeah, grab the metal beams on our way through the town and then go to the warehouse just make sure I've got that the right way around, because I do get these the wrong way around. So go to the warehouse on the way past to pick up the bricks, and then carry on up that road to the factory to hand in those 2 deliveries. That's the first step. Alright, fairly simple drive down the road into the municipal warehouse to grab the steel beams. Just position myself to the right slightly without doing too much damage to the bin. There we go. Crane mode. Pack the cargo. And then we're going to go to the garage, because at the garage there is a sideboard trailer that we can then take on to the warehouse to grab 2 pallets of bricks. So since we were last here, this truck has been significantly upgraded, and I'm pretty sure we'll be fine for the tasks I have in mind for it. And then the White Western Star can come in if we decide we need something a bit different. The Pacific P16, which I also want to use for this particular task, is already, let's just check before I drive past this, I've got enough fuel to get to our fuel tanker. Pacific P16 is already in the garage on this map. I drove that here rather than to Smithville off cam. And I intend using the Pacific for the high saddle tasks as part of this mission. A bit of damage to my engine and suspension there, trying to take out one of those barriers. So there's the trailer that we're going to collect. Left this here quite a long time ago. What I'll do, well, as soon as there's a trailer, a service trailer there anyway, I'll just connect to it real quick, mend that bit of damage that I just did, and I'm not sure what else there is to mend on this. So attach that trailer, repair. No, not too bad. So it's strange because it said engine and suspension, I thought. But it looks like it's only suspension that's got any damage. But anyway, mended, done. Attach. We are low on fuel now, 37 litres, but we've got a fuel carrier part here at the garage. So we'll just grab this trailer, fuel up, and head to the place to pick up bricks. And I'm fairly confident that this vehicle with the upgrades that it's got will be totally fine for pulling 4 slots of cargo, including the trailer, up the road that we need to go through. Although there is a bit of a boggy bit, so we'll select the route once we've got the next cargo. This is always the route I take through this bit of the map. We'll need to drive through that muddy mess in the middle. I'm going to stick it into low. That's why I like the off-road gearbox, is that the higher of the 3 low modes doesn't lose you much speed but lets you use the lift lock. Take it across the top of this hill, assuming that we've got the pulling power for it, which I think we will have. Just because the longer route is also a boggier route, so this is in my opinion a better route to this location. All of these contract missions, regional contracts, do take quite a lot more effort than the normal tasks we've been doing. They reward quite well, but they do take more effort. So it remains to be seen how many tasks will get done per episode. Or it might even be multi-episode for some of the tasks, I guess, later on. We'll see how that goes. In the interest of speed, I would really quite like to just pay for auto-load, but that doesn't feel like it's in keeping with the hard mode challenge, unless I obviously have done auto-load when it's either not got a crane on the vehicle I'm in, or where it was a contest and there was no time to do manual loading. But yeah, so bricks onto the loading platform, 1 pallet. It'd be nice if they could let you just do 2 pallets at a time, so you only have to do the crane mode once, but beggars can't be chooser. Crane mode, stabilization legs. Not too bad. So reconnect the trailer, pack the bricks, and then off we go to the next location. So the White Western Star, being a slightly longer vehicle, the chassis of it, when there's no space with this crane and 2-slot body for that trailer to attach underneath, which is a shame because it would have been nice to use it. But hey, this Fleet Star has been a trooper for us. I don't want it to become redundant. We're now going to come out here. This is a bit boggy through here, but I think we'll be okay with these tyres. And we're going to go into the factory and deliver. Won't bother with the other side tasks up there. There are some that require a scout, really. We packed it already. Right, let's go. Let's get her done. Regional contracts and contests are things that I will always do on cam. Slightly minded that some of the other stuff, the side tasks, just for completeness, I could do them off cam because they're not key to moving forward. They're just things to do, and so it depends. I've mentioned before, this is such a time-intensive game that if I were to literally record and show everything, you'd be talking hundreds of episodes. As it is now, on episode 21, according to the game's ticker, progress thing, we're about 10% through the game's completion, but I'm pretty sure that 10% is tasks, not like time, so I don't expect that to be a linear scale. Some of the later tasks will just take longer, but probably count as the same 1% of progress that a small task takes. I don't know. But I'm kind of keen to get to Alaska because it's SnowRunner and I wouldn't mind seeing some snow. So I want to get Michigan done. Let me just stick this into low, high, get the diff lock on, and then at least have quick access to the diff lock when it's needed. Yeah, I want to complete Michigan and move on to Alaska just because I think it'll be fun to move to a new area and it'll be fun to actually see some snow. But I'm not going to move until I've at least done the regional contracts and preferably the contests, so that I can say that Michigan is mostly done. And then the side tasks might even, if I leave it to the point that there are only scouting side tasks to do, I can always come back for them anytime we fancy a change from snow and feel like coming back to some mud for fun. On the right there I can see, hopefully it comes through okay for you guys, there's the trailer that we need to recover, which we have not done yet. That might be something I'll do with this vehicle on its return journey. Drop this red trailer somewhere and use the Fleet Star to grab that fuel trailer and finally hand that one in, because that's one of the first tasks that you get in the town, I think. Or certainly in the first episode anyway. Maybe the fuel station you have to drop it off at. Right, that's a bit slopey, let's just be careful. Had a comment on a recent episode about the dolly trailer and my hatred of them, and the comment basically says, yeah, they're not meant to be reversed really, they're meant to be like improve the length of vehicle and therefore the cargo you can carry with allowing you a tighter turn circle. And it definitely does that. And as I think I've said before, the other thing it does, because I could have just chucked a semi 4 or 5 slot trailer on this and done the same trip, but the other thing that the dollies do is because there's that front axle on the trailer, they do ride over the terrain a bit easier. If you've got humps in the road, and obviously there are humps in the road, it's quite easy with a semi to get it to bottom out with its legs and get to the point that you've got to do, you're struggling to move forward because the semi's bottomed out. So yeah, dolly trailers do have their uses, but I'm still going to love to hate them. I'm probably still going to abuse them by pushing them with the truck whenever I need them out of the way. Back into auto. Oh, drive off. Because we're on a rare bit of tarmac. It's nice to have a bit of tarmac. We've spent so long in Island Lake that I've forgot what tarmac felt like. I don't want to tempt bait, but so far this truck with these tyres and the engine upgrade and the gearbox and so on is coping with this type of job no problem at all. And back in the area where it was a little bit wet and swampy near where the trailer is, it coped fairly well. So yeah, quietly optimistic. That this will do its job on this map and moving forward quite well. And then because of the trailer thing, the White Western Star may just end up remaining a low saddle vehicle, and then the Pacific P16 a high saddle vehicle, and then switch between the three depending on the job that needs to be done until we get something else. Engine off. Cargo management. Unload the beam. Unload. Why is it saying the bricks aren't available? I did pick up bricks, didn't I? Did I not pack them? I know that's a. Let's just check. Ha. So I thought I'd packed them, but obviously not. Now, bricks 2 available. So, nice XP, nice bit of cash. Those drills spare parts for are the missing machinery that is also in this area, and is a good thing to do with this trailer. Reverse it a little bit, reverse it a little bit, try not to let it go too weird. Hey, that was almost professional. I almost reversed it. I think I might leave that trailer there because it might be useful. I might even leave this truck here for now. Fuel, about half a tank, not too bad. But what I might do is back into...
One eternity later.
I am very confused. So here's why I'm confused, and thank you very much to the person that commented about finding new contracts here. But Black River Pipe Dream. When I was looking at Pipe Dream, it said bring the fuel tanker here, and I haven't yet, because the fuel tanker lives here, and according to this map, the fuel tanker is gone. And I was expecting, after delivering the bricks and the metal beams, I was expecting to get the P16 with its high saddle, grab that trailer, which requires a high saddle, and move it to complete Pipe Dream. But somehow, Pipe Dream has completed contracts. Pipe Dream. It doesn't mention a trailer here, but I'm sure Pipe Dream required that trailer to be dragged here. Start by getting them some fuel and construction materials. So I'll move the beam. I'll move this. There's no mention here of delivering a fuel trailer. But I know I needed to bring a fuel trailer. Right. There is no point me getting too bothered about that because I can't change it. For some reason that's completed without me doing the work, which I don't like or understand. So drilling site needs 2 times metal beams, 1 times oil rig, and 1 construction semi-trailer. So 2 metal beams I can get from the warehouse and not spend so much time being worried about why the game did what it did, because it's freaked me out a little bit. Attach a trailer. I was going to leave the trailer here because I expected to have to go and get the fuel carrier, and that's the other thing I wanted to do in this episode. So the reason I detached the trailer and parked the Fleet Star out of the way is I was going to go and get that fuel carrier. Probably still a good idea to dump this trailer, to be honest, thinking about it. For reasons that I will explain once I've dumped it and moved on. Let's go, go, go. I'll talk once we're cruising. Yeah, so I'm going to grab that fuel carrier that's in the swamp that we just drove past and move it to a location that I can refuel from. I'm not going to hand it in yet, because another comment. You guys in the comments are great because it's giving me all kinds of tips that I might not have thought of. But I am going to come down this way, in here. This time I'm going to go through what's supposed to be the road, but it's just swampy mess. Grab that missing trailer and move it out, possibly somewhere near the warehouse temporarily, but maybe to the logging station at a later date, so that I have got a convenient location to refuel at on this side of the map. And then when it gets down to nearly 10%, I'll take it and hand it in and get the reward. A little bit further. There we go. Grab some fuel out of it while we're here. And then all we gotta do is get out. Plenty of trees through here, so we should be able to pull ourselves, no problem. I'm not going through the big swamp. Although this grassy bit is more swampy than it looks. So we have been ignoring this mission basically since episode 1, precisely because this vehicle would not have pulled this trailer out of this mess without raised suspension, bigger engine, these tyres. I don't believe this particular vehicle ever gets proper mud tyres, so these are the best tyres that this vehicle will ever have. But it copes. It's not necessarily going to set the world on fire, but it gets most stuff done with these tyres. Right. So where have I got another trailer? That's an interesting thing, isn't it? I think actually my other 2-slot trailer is at the fuel station. So seeing as though I'm here anyway, I may as well grab one lot of metal beams, take it straight to the drilling site, and then I can get the other set of metal beams in the town warehouse. I'm going to have to go back through the footage and see what happened with that fuel thing. Because I'm sure I didn't misread it. I know it said high saddle required. And that's why I put one on the P16. I should stop going on about it, shouldn't I? Crying over spilt milk and all that. That just feels like... Well, generally, I feel confused because I expected a thing to happen and it didn't. And certainly a few episodes ago, that was me not reading it properly. But I don't think that's the case on this one. So I'm not going to take this all the way in. I think I'll leave this trailer basically here so that we've got a convenient refueling point near the warehouse, because we'll be coming in and out of this warehouse a fair bit probably, and then I might end up moving it either to the fuel station, because we drive past it quite a lot, or to the logging camp. Metal beams on the loading platform, please. Crane mode. Legs out. Perfect. So this next mission is leading up to our biggest transport job, which will be the heavy construction trailer. Which we'll use the Pacific for. Just grab some fuel. Engine off, engine off, make sure I know where I'm going. So we have to drop these accept, start tracking to the drilling site. So the route we're going to take to get there is here, across the saddle, back this way. Then we're going to take this road down across the bridge that we repaired and deliver. That's one lot of metal beams, and then the other lot we'll get into town because that's the nearest site. This is something of a reconnaissance run as well, because this road I'm about to take, turning right here, is the route that I would like to take with the big construction rig. But obviously, so I didn't take this route in my last campaign mode save. I ended up taking the other shortcut through here, which is just on my right, and that we're going to cross where it rejoins this track. But that was a very twisty, horrible bit of road, and if I didn't have DLC overpowered 8-wheel drive off-road trucks to recover it, that mission would have been a complete nightmare, because I just got stuck, and the only way I got out of it was coming in here with some big heavy Russian 8x8 vehicle and brute strength, pulling myself out. And if I got so this route that I've just come through is what I'm planning to use next time for the big construction rig, and so far I think this is quite navigable. But the risk I'm taking there is that if I get stuck, I've only got the Fleet Star technically is the most powerful vehicle I've got to recover the P16, so bit of a risk. But looking at the time, that will be next episode, even though I'm gonna time lapse some of this where I'm just driving. This is still going to be too long to think about doing the construction rig. So yeah, I think that route that we've just taken from where I mentioned leaving the main road to come this way, I think that route is something that the P16 with that construction trailer on should be fine to do. Bit of a risk, but we'll see. This little fleet star's just come through all of that with all the drive switched off. It's a little trooper, especially now that it's had all the upgrades it wanted. I like this vehicle. Right, one more needed for step one of this. Maintenance trailer. Has that got fuel in it? Bet that needs to be delivered somewhere at some point. Maintenance trailer has got fuel in it. It'd be silly for me not to siphon a bit out. Right, and now we're going to basically do the route that we used for the contest that we failed. I bet this truck wouldn't fail that contest now, by the way. But anyway, the contest that we failed, where you're in and out of the town and this drill site via the lumberyard. Yeah, so I worry about that hill if I was to try and use this route in with the P16 and that heavy trailer. I think that's more dangerous than the other side track that I just mentioned. So up to town. Grab a metal beam. Okay, exactly the same route we just drove up through the lumber mill. Where am I going? Oh, I should have gone that way. Back her up. That looked to me like a perfectly fine bit of road to be coming through at 20 miles an hour. Drive it like you stole it. Fancy. Right, so this should complete, if I've understood it properly, stage 1 of this contract. Metal beams, unload. Yes. So now the next stage is to pick up a oil rig drill from somewhere. It looks like from that marker that it's in Drummond, Smallville. Yes, so it's in the service hub in Smallville. Oil rig drill. And what I don't know is how many slots that takes as a piece of cargo, but I think it's 4. So that would mean we want a, well, either the ramp. We could do it with the ramp flatbed, to be honest. That might be the way to do it. In fact, we could just jump into this, which has a nearly full tank of fuel. Grab that ramped flatbed trailer. Which is around here, but if I put my lights on I'll be able to see it. So this is set up to carry, obviously it hasn't got a crane on it, and I'm not going to buy a crane. I need to activate the ramps to raise them in the back, and then we're going to see if this can pick up the drill. Because I can always recover and move trucks around off cam. Don't drive right past it, you idiot. Oh, that's the garage entrance. Double idiot. I can always recover vehicles off cam and just like move them to where they're next needed. So getting the fleet star, if the fleet star isn't needed in that location, I can just move that off cam, because that's not content that anybody's gonna be sore about missing, I don't think. It's the main thing is the big deliveries need to be something that I want to do on cam, just because it's part of the challenge mode. So I should be able to now load an oil rig drill. Oh, it takes 5 slots. Yeah, it looks like it needs a 5-slot trailer. And I think this is a 4-slot trailer. Not enough space. And I've put it on the thing. So, fine. This trailer can't be used for that task. Well, at least I know. So I've got several of the blue. I'm going to just leave this one here for now. I don't think I need it for anything else immediately. Engine off. So in terms of the sideboard semi-trailer, so there's one down here that's got planks on it. And there is one here that's got all kinds of stuff on it. And I need to use one of those two. Okay, that can be something I'll worry about for next episode. I'll have a think about that off cam and work out what to do. Probably use the one down here. And probably take the planks off and just leave them on the side of the road, so that if I ever need planks in that part of the world, I can just pick them up and go. Yeah, so the reason that I wanted to try and do the drilling component this episode is it would have given me a full episode to try and move the big construction trailer. And I might need a full hour. And this episode's already long enough though, so I'm not going to continue. So I will leave it here. I will have a think about the best approach and be ready to start hauling stuff on the start of the next episode. So thank you very much for watching, and hopefully see you next time.